Hello all. All right, 2 sheets of notes. I mean, this is getting unbelievable. All right, where to begin? Let's start with Flint, Michigan here in the U.S. Flint, Michigan is right next to Detroit, Michigan. Both these areas are considered to be black areas. Can you believe that? This day and age, we're still talking about black and white areas. Just disgusting. Flint, Michigan is suffering because of what the Democrats and Republicans did to Michigan by privatizing the water rights, taking away the social water program that kept Flint, Michigan healthy and clean. But as soon as Detroit privatized their water, of course, because they are now a private entity, they can charge whatever they want. And guess what? They charged Flint higher water rates. So the governor, Rick Sander, decided to switch the water supply from the Detroit River over to the Flint River. And the Flint River is even more polluted than the Detroit River. There are all kinds of chemicals in there, such as lead, which ruins people's IQs and keeps them kind of stupid for their whole life. They have trouble with academics. They have trouble learning because of the lead poisoning. I often see videos with people just constantly touching lead and talking about lead and you're handling toxic waste. Try and stay away from lead. Here's a good reason why. Here in Flint was that when they switched the water supply back in April of 2014, all of a sudden people started getting sick, and somebody started holding back evidence that the water they had been supplied with, was polluted in all kinds of horrible bacteria, such as Legionnaire's disease bacteria. They also were drinking raw sewage, which is also high amounts in the Flint River. So they're drinking basically Detroit sewage. Unbelievable. So the governor also is implicated with Obama administration on doing this kind of switch thing and silencing the EPA from saying anything. That's our Environmental Protection Agency here in the U.S., which has been completely ruined by the D's and R's, the Democrats and Republicans. When they're supposed to protect us, they're not. When they are supposed to stay out of our business, they're not. Horrible organization. So as this polluted water infiltrated the city, it went into the city's hospital, McLaren Medical Center. And there, the Legionnaire's disease bacteria, or I should just say the Legionnaire's bacteria, incubated there in the hospital. What was the outcome of this, all this bacteria in the water supply? Well, how about 10 dead already and 77 in hospital, or has been taken to the hospital, or has fallen ill as of the time of this video. So 10 people dead. Does that mean that the governor is up for murder charges? You know, I bet you that nobody on the top end of things will ever go to jail with this. So let's just talk about this for a minute. This business about you don't like socialism. Well, see, social programs such as water, hospitals, medical care, sewage, freeways, transportation, if those were all done in a social program where every person pays a little bit of money to have everybody enjoy their uses, such as homeowners not having to pay somebody to come in to fix the sewage out in the street. It's paid for by the people little by little, a few pennies here and there. So the problem is that we're trying this privatization nonsense, which is, of course, meaning they can charge any price they want, and they do. So I'm completely opposed of taking our social programs and privatizing them. This is a good reason. This is just the tip of the iceberg. They're saying that all over the northern part, wherever black communities are, they're having these type of issues, where apparently if it was a white community, they would have fixed the problem quickly. But I kind of wonder about that. Look at California's gas leak. Biggest gas leak ever in the history of gas leaks. That's pouring out in a very wealthy, to-do neighborhood, and they actually covered that up too. So we'll keep track of this nonsense and find out how many of you people are getting poisonous water because of this privatization nonsense and the DNR corruption. Remember, we can't stand the New World Order, but yet we have no problem voting them into office. By voting in a D or an R of any kind, it means that they're going with the system. They've backed to the system. No matter what they're saying, we've seen this before, Obama, Mr. Nobel Peace Prize. Well, I'm just going on and on rambling. So anyway, people, I wanted to talk to you about that and try out this new setup and see how it works. It looks like it's working okay. So until next time.